Lesson 6.1. Evaluate the nth roots and use radical exponents. A root is defined as if a squared equals b, then a is the square root of b. So whatever is squared to get something, that would be the square root. And so if a to the n is b, then a is the nth root of b. If we write it out, the parts of the radical are, so your cube root of 64. The little check marky thing is called a radical sign. The number inside the root is a radicand. And the number up in there is the index and tells you which root you are doing. In this case, a cube root. It turns out that roots are also exponents. So if the exponent is 1 over n, that's the same as the nth root. Or if the exponent is m over n, then it's the nth root of b to the m. So notice the denominator of the exponent is the root index. So n's the denominator, and that's the index of the root. The numerator of the exponent, it doesn't matter if you do b to the m or the nth root of b to the m. It still just stays an exponent. But the denominator of the exponent is your root. So to evaluate 36 to the 1/2. So that's our index. So that would be the second root of 36. Well, the second root is just the square root. The square root of 36 is 6. All right, 1/8 to the negative 1/3. Well, the negative exponent means we reciprocal the base, if you remember that before. So the reciprocal of 1/8 is 8. And then the index now is 3, so it'd be the cube root of 8, which is 2. (27 to the 4/3). The index is 3, so it's the cube root of 27. And then the 4 could be either inside the root or outside the root. It doesn't matter. In this case, I'm leaving it outside the root because it'll be easier. Because I know the cube root of 27 is 3. Because 3 times 3 is 9 times 3 is 27. And 3 to the 4th is 81. So 27 to the 4/3 is 81. So you're saying, how can I find these by hand? Well, here's how you could find them by hand. Start by finding the prime factorization of the radicand. But I can't do that. Yes, you can. It's the radicand. Group the prime factors into groups of the same factor. Each group should have as many factors as the index. So if the index is 3, you want 3 2s and 3 3s and 3 4s and so on. For each complete group, move the factor out of the radical once, and the group will become a single number. If the index is even and the radicand is negative, then the roots are not real. They're imaginary. We're not going to get into those imaginary much more than what we already have. So the cube root of 64. Well, let's see. What's 64? It's 4 times 16. 4 is 2 times 2. 16 is 4 times 4. And 4 is 2 times 2. So that would be 6 2s. All right, my index is 3, so I'm going to put these into groups of 3. Each group we can bring out once, so this would be 2 times, and then the other group is also a 2. So the cube root of 64 is 4. Let's try another one. All right, there's no index, so that means it's a square root. 36 is 3 times 12. 12 is 3 times 4. 4 is 2 times 2. And x to the 4th is 4 x's multiplied together. So I have 2 2's, 2 3's, and 4 x's. Put these in groups of 2. Each group comes out once, so I have a group of 2's, a group of 3's, a group of x's, and another group of x's. So it looks like it's 6x squared. Well, you probably want to know, how do I do this on my calculator? Well, your calculator probably has a square root of x or a square root key for doing square roots. And it depends on your calculator how you type it in. If you have a TI calculator like we've been using, you hit the square root of x button first and then the number. Actually, I think on a TI it's just the square root button and then the 4. Yeah. That's the same thing as square root of 4, which is 2. If you want to do any other root, you have this button. That's the one on TI calculators. And so what you do is you're going to have to do the index. So let's say you want the cube root of 64. You would type 3, the button, and then the 64, enter, and it'll give you 4. So why don't you try that with the 4th root of 100. So you'll have to type 4, that button, and 100. All right, if you can't find that button on my scientific calculator, it is second and then the hat. For the graphing, it's in the math menu. So you have to hit the math menu button and you go down a little bit and then you'll see it. Anyway, what'd you get? Should have gotten 3.16. That's it for today. Have a good day.